Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another Closing Staff podcast. Here, in the studio, we have a really good episode today. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Distro. To my right here, we have one of my other hosts, Tradehold. Introduce yourself, sir.
What is up?
Hey. And then back from, basically being out for a little while, we have him here in ethereal form. Straight from the moisture farms on Tatooine. On a Zoom call, which is, the
I'm
new
a
thing
ghost.
now.
Spectral form. Ooh.
Yeah, we have my man Cashwrap. Give it up to the people, man. How you been?
People have missed you, man. People have missed you.
It's good to be back. Cashwrap here.
When did Zoom start becoming a thing? Because I only started seeing, maybe the last month where people just started, Zoom call this and Zoom call that. And
it really took off maybe a month or two ago.
Okay, so...
Because I'm not too sure exactly where it started popping off, but I saw a lot of celebrities using it, and I think that's kind of what started pioneering it.
Okay.
You can get the cool background, you can get the cool features going.
Which we have going on. It's just for us.
Yeah, but it's just for us, yeah. And then most people, it's good quality audio, too, so... I feel that's why most people want to utilize it as well. Because at that moment, we were kind of sitting here, and I miss my boy over here.
Yeah.
We got to have Cashwrap on the show.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
It's been way too long. I feel like some people are just like, is he even part of the show anymore? Yeah, he still is.
They're like,
I'm just hunkered down is all,
Yeah, they're like, did you replace him with Field Destroy? I was like, no.
Oh, no. I hope not. Joking. I was hoping I would return and still find my seat ready to go.
Yeah.
So thanks for holding it down.
Yeah, of course,
Tradehold
man.
and Distro.
Always. That's why we figured Zoom's probably our best utility item right now. Something good to have in our utility slot, so, to be able to have us all together again. But a lot of stuff popped off, since you've been on the show, man.
Yeah. Actually, wanted to talk about what have you been doing while, we've been recording and you've been self-quarantining.
What you've been up to.
Self-quarantine life, man, is just, been a lot of fun. Not really, but
not really.
Yeah, no, it's just been a lot of video games, a lot of playing music, hanging out, working a lot, pretty much everything I was doing before, just not able to go outside,
Yeah, just confined to your room, right?
Are you also work from home type of situation right now, or you're not working at all?
Yeah, there's a work from home going on right now.
Okay.
So,
as we speak.
Nice, yeah, so.
Yeah, actually,
he's using company time right now.
Putting in some hours on the weekend, but yeah, no, it's been pretty cool. Game wise, just kind of reading all the stuff that's been going on, all the cancellations. Basically, there's no more.
Yeah,
everything's
no more conventions this year.
Yeah, basically, no E3. No Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
Yeah, no nothing, man.
Yeah, they just canceled and everything.
Yeah, right. So be honest too, Cashwrap. Have you done that thing where you're playing Red Dead Redemption and you're on a conference call, or you're speaking to your boss and you're kind of like, yeah, I'm working, but I'm working on getting this game done.
Yeah, I mean, since no one can see anymore, so the games get fired up at any time of the day now.
Yeah,
so.
Any given time.
You have headphones on when you do that, or so they can't hear the game.
Although we're pretty far into quarantine, I think I don't think anyone cares anymore.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like
so, as long as you don't do that video call. Have you guys seen that video of the whole conference call and the one guy was didn't have any pants on?
Oh no! So we had a similar experience on one of our calls for our conference call because people have been working from home.
Yeah.
So it's NSFW. I know we're rated PG, 13 maybe at max on this podcast, but basically, well, what happened was I think the person was calling in on their phone, and then they had their video on, but then they kind of tossed the phone on the bed so that the camera was pointing straight up to the roof. And then pretty much we're on our call and all stuff like that, and then this individual decided to get dressed, at some point during the call. At some point, this individual, she shall not be named. We don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but basically, full nudity, nothing on. And then she stood right over the camera. So the camera was at this angle where it was looking upwards. So we saw the mountains high and the valleys low.
You just kind of saw it all.
I'm sure someone on the call hit record right away.
And we all had that moment where we all were kind of just in disbelief. And then the person that was presenting, I think, was reading notes and stuff, so they didn't really get an idea of what was going on. But that person left the call pretty quick.
Oh wow,
that's rough.
Yeah, you know that's kind of the new reality now. You never know what you're gonna find on these Zoom calls. So.
There was a news thing that happened too, where they were talking about people cutting their own hair because they can't go out to like hair salons or anything like that, and one of the reporters was recording herself in the bathroom with like a selfie camera or something like that, and she's cutting her own hair, talking about you don't have to do this anymore because quarantine will be lifted or whatever. And in the background, and I'm not sure whether it was a reflection or whether it was like someone was in the shower, those full glass showers, playing straight naked. It was like, hey.
Yeah, it's just like,
damn.
It's like keep advised of exactly what you have shown.
Yeah.
Like, no man, that's rough. But yeah, that being said too, a lot of places, like a lot of games have been closed down. Like Last of Us 2 got delayed.
And then got pushed back because of the leaks.
Yeah, and then got pushed back again.
Yeah.
And then at first it was just them polishing it up and stuff, and then it turned out that, and then they said they wanted to release it at a time where people could fully enjoy it. And like actually get the full experience without being like locked up and stuff.
Yeah.
And then to your point too, things started getting leaked, and at some point they're like, you know what, we're just gonna go back into the lab for a second.
No, it was a heavy leak. I didn't believe it at first either because only one of my friends mentioned it, but then it started appearing all over my news wall.
Really, it's like.
And I was just like, oh, this is an actual leak.
Yeah,
like,
so without any spoilers, like, what were they talking about? Were they talking story elements? Were they talking, like...
Yeah, there was heavy, like, plot twist story.
They're like, Gandalf arrives at some point.
Yeah, like, straight, heavy, like... I didn't watch it myself. I've been told by a lot of people that... And this is something people have been speculating already because Neil Druckmann, he's... Based on how he speaks on, like, social media, he's always known for, like... pushing his own political ideals type of thing, social justice warrior type of person. And so a lot of people already weren't that interested in Last of Us Part 2. Me personally, I wasn't that interested because the story didn't grip me that much. And I think I've mentioned this in a previous episode.
Like from number 1?
No,
from number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
What they showed off was like, I don't see anything story-wise that's grabbing
really
me.
Grabbing you.
Yeah, and like unlike Part 1. Part 1 was like, oh, this looks really interesting, But the leaks that showed were just like I've heard from so many people, including my friends. A lot of my friends don't care because they're just like, I wasn't that interested in the sequel anyways. So I'm gonna look at the leaks. And they told me they're like, it really looks like it really looks like the game is trying to push you to feel a certain way, and it's logical to feel that way, but it's not emotionally impactful to feel that way. If that makes sense, you know. And so
it's almost a little half baked.
Yeah, so it's like pushing. It's just like pushing the ideal of something going on, as opposed to actually, trying to make an emotional connection through it. Let's just say.
Well, I felt like that was there was a victim of that in the first one because like it was still a really good game, great storytelling, but I felt like there were a little cliche like plot elements in there.
Yeah.
But to your point too, it was executed really well to where you felt that it was actually impactful though.
And so
like, because at first in the beginning, like, no spoiler alert real quick in the first one, his daughter dies.
Yeah.
Basically, it's in the first like 10 minutes
First
of the game.
10 minutes of the game.
So basically, like, I was sitting there and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, this is kind of cliche now as to why he's probably going to fall, like, with this or he's going to have this relationship with Ellie.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's going to have that whole, I need to save my daughter again mentality. And I was just like, but then...
I think almost everyone who knew about The Last of Us, like, just from, like, previous and stuff, pretty much expected that after they see the intro.
Yeah, and then I'm sitting there and I was just like...
It was still really well acted.
But then it's that point, once it kind of developed the story a little bit more, and you start getting to the nitty-gritty, you're realizing that's just, like, a single piece of it.
Yeah.
Like, it just, like, to your point, and it added to it.
Yeah.
Like, it was more impactful, where I was like, okay, now I'm okay with that. Like, it actually influenced the story way more than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. And that's another thing is too. Apparently, people are there's so many people canceling their pre-orders, and that's one of the reasons why people think that they pushed the release back to the original date in June because they're like, oh, we're losing a lot now of
just hype and just like pre-orders and sales.
And to me, I told this to a lot of my friends. I'm keeping my pre-order. I'm hoping that it will price drop by the time I can get into a GameStop to pick it up because, the GameStops around us are still closed.
Yes.
And I it's the same thing with Resident Evil 3 because I have the collector's edition of that. And I'm just like, okay, by the time I pick it up, because I heard it's super short. Like I heard first playthrough can take you like 3 hours.
Yeah, no, I had a friend that said he loves Resident Evil, just played through it, was enjoying the game. He beat it in 7 hours. He said, like, he was playing through, like, just literally taking his time, like, picking everything up, looking at things, you know, like, just really playing it. And he was just like, at some point, he's like, the game just ended. And I was like, whoa, what? You know, like, he's like, I remember it not being a long game in general. He's just like, but I still expected, you know, like, a little bit more of gameplay.
Yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, with the Last of Us, I agree with a lot of some of the people that are defending it. I don't know what the leaks are. People who have seen the leaks say that this isn't a good defense because it's hard to say, obviously, if you don't know, you know.
Exactly.
But obviously, so the people that are defending are saying, you know, it's just one piece of it. You don't know the build up before. You don't know the build up in the end. You don't know if this plot twist that happened is like the climax, or if it's just something that's like maybe, oh, it's trying to push something, but then later on in the game, it's trying to say, oh, this shouldn't be an emotional impact type of thing, you know? Yeah, like you never know what they're going for. So in my case, I'm like, I'll still give it a chance. I don't agree with everything that, you know, that people have talked about with Neil Druckmann. I mean, not people have talked, that Neil Druckmann has tried to push on social media. You know, he's been said that people who are social justice warriors will like the game. And so it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, you know, one of my friends are like, oh, if you write it to please a certain amount of people, then that's not a great way to do things. But I'm like, well, maybe he actually did it intentionally that way, and then he's just thinking, oh, it will appeal to these people. It could be the other way around, you know?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So it's like, I don't agree with sometimes what he says on social media and all that, but I'll give it a chance still because I like the first game.
Well, I think too. Yeah. I love Naughty Dog, so I know they're at least going to give us a quality product, you know?
Well, I think, to your point, Naughty Dog's always good for a good, you know, good engaging story, whether it be through the jungle or through, you know, the post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah, right? Whether or not you're looking for treasure or hunting clickers, you know, like...
whatever it might be.
At the same time, too, you know, staff changes all the time. So
that is true, too.
They were saying that they caught the person who leaked it because there was a lot of rumors saying that the person who leaked it was working for Naughty Dog, and there was a whole crunch time thing, and they were dissatisfied because they weren't getting paid, so they leaked the game. And then Sony said that they caught the leaker and he was not affiliated with Naughty Dog or Sony, but a lot of people don't believe it. It's like, oh yeah, he's probably not anymore because he got fired or something.
Yeah, right. So, or he's covering his tracks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we don't know.
See, that's a good point too. Is like, you know, you never know exactly what's going on because a lot of these gaming companies have had like these internal struggles. Like, like look at BioWare. You know, look at all these companies that are having like, you know, complaints about like employee dissatisfaction or people that aren't happy. You know, so I wouldn't doubt if somebody was just like, yeah, F you, I'm going to take this leak and I'm just going to put it out there for everybody.
Yeah, some people have some people are upset by the weirdest things. Like, did you see how upset people were to find out that Horizon Zero Dawn was going to come to PC?
Yeah, right. It's just like,
oh, it's not PlayStation exclusive anymore. Like, so what?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like, is that such a big deal? Like, it was a PlayStation exclusive for years.
Yeah, right. I feel like
why not let people play it on the consoles now? It's been, how many years has it been now?
It came out in 2015, I'd like to say, or was it 14?
No, I think 15 was when it was announced.
Was it announced?
Yeah. So it might have been 16 or 2016 or 2017 when it released, but it's been a few years now.
Yeah, I want to say around there because it's been at least 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and we're in 2020. You know, even if it's 2017, it's been 3 years. Let other people enjoy it. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, to your point too, is like, you know, Sony's been releasing like all these exclusives and stuff too. Like, they've been banking on it. We were talking on the sequels to those too. Like,
yeah.
Most likely, we're going to see the age of sequels coming around. We mentioned it a little bit, but you know, which one do you think will be coming first? Do you think we'll see a Horizon Zero Dawn sequel first? Do you think we'll see a Spider-Man sequel first? Do you think we'll see God of War?
I think Horizon. Or do you
think they're going to hit us with all of them? Just like
I think they're going to announce all 3 at once,
like concurrently, like you know, one after another,
or even the Order 1886, which is another rumor.
Ooh, yeah.
So I think all of them will be announced like at one state of play or whatever they're gonna do to announce it all. But I think in terms of release wise, maybe to gain momentum, it probably will start with Horizon, and then Spider-Man and God of War, or you know, Horizon, God of War, and Spider-Man, whatever.
Yeah, I can see that. I just looked it up. Horizon Zero Dawn came out in 2017, but I remember it came out in February.
Yeah.
It had that
so
random...
it's been 3 years.
Yeah, it had that random, release date where we're like, why is it coming out in February? But then Sony strategically did that because there was no games coming out.
Yeah.
And that was
no
pretty
competition.
much... Yeah, there was no competition, and that was the best game to buy. And pretty much everyone was either buying a PlayStation with Horizon.
Yeah.
Or I believe there was a bundle out for a while, too. Like, it was pretty cool.
They did it in all those bundles.
Yeah.
It would come with a game. And, hopefully they announce that new Rocksteady game, which I've been hoping has been spawned for the longest time.
Yeah, right? The Rocksteady game that we've all hoping that would be announced.
But is that the one they showed those leaked Superman photos or concept art from?
Yeah, everyone was assuming it was going to be a Superman freaking video game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, they've been under wraps on a lot of stuff with there, too. It's like, to your point, I was hoping it would be a Spawn game as well.
Yeah.
I feel like a Spawn game would be really cool, especially with Todd McFarlane's hype right now.
Yeah.
He's been having a lot of good stuff coming out.
Yeah, that Kickstarter.
Yeah, dude, you guys know how much money he got?
Yeah. I think it was like $3 million.
$3 million, yeah. Yeah, my friend pitched in, I think, like $180 or something like that. Like,
I swapped a few times, and then I just decided, I'm going to go for the classic only, because I like Todd. I don't need his stuff autographed, because if I want his stuff autographed, I want him to, live do it and have a picture with him.
Yeah, right?
Not to have it sent to me, already signed. You know what I mean?
That's the point, too. Like, go to a con and see him, and, have him sign it real quick.
Yeah. And so, on top of that, during quarantine time, when I don't really have stable income, especially because I've already backed, Sea of Stars, and oh man, I backed top tier for Sea of Stars. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So I was just I can't go too crazy with some of these other Kickstarter stuff,
Yeah, right? We're just gonna leave it,
Yeah.
Just like, this isn't Shenmue 3.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, even a lot of that stuff got announced, and then freaking Xbox had their little Series X video where they're announcing some of their titles that are going to be releasing on it, right?
So they had the Inside Xbox, which is supposed to be our main subject for this recording.
Yeah,
and it was the Inside Xbox live stream. Do you guys all watch it?
Yeah, so I watched it. It was only about 10 minutes, right? Or
it's about 25 minutes.
Was it 25 minutes?
Yeah, it's because the actual video itself that they recorded was an hour and 17, but the first 26 minutes just the countdown, and then after all the trailers and stuff, they had interviews with the dev parts of the dev
just random all the people that are working on
certain games that they are showed off. And during those times, they didn't actually show off any new footage or anything. They just talked about
Yeah, a lot of those games it was just one of those things where they just show you flashes of it, kind of just hey, look at this, hey, look at that, hey, look at this, And it's actually pretty cool, because in total, when I was counting them down, they announced 12 games that are going to be available. And of those 12, the only ones that are kind of repeats of things that we already know, it's Dirt 5. You got Dirt 5 coming out. You have, what's it called? Another Yakuza. Was it Yakuza Like a Dragon?
Yeah.
They had that one coming
not
out.
New. That's not new either.
Is that new? Is it a re-release? Or?
No. I mean, that's a new game coming out, but that's not a new announcement.
Yeah, it's not a new announcement.
We've known it's coming out for a while now, and it's not... a lot of these games,
and everything too is was the last one I want to bring up is Assassin's Creed, just our basic, the basic ones that we know are going to be releasing.
Yeah. Well, what did you guys actually think of the actual stream itself?
Like I said, it seemed pretty interesting, pretty cool. It just seemed fast, really quick, kind of just let's just get some hype going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the footage that was shown was interesting, but I mean it's tech concept demos, I mean
some of them had, I think, actual gameplay, just not a lot.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
One that caught my attention was Scarlet Nexus.
Yes.
That one that showed a little bit of gameplay. Right, that one looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
It had this Matrix feel where they're getting plugged in,
different
ports,
So I was telling people, I was at first it seemed interesting, and then I lost interest a bit because it was very anime. I was I didn't expect this to be super anime.
Yeah, it had the cell shaded kind of.
Yeah, and then when they showed more, I was just okay, no, this looks pretty cool. And to me, it looks like a kind of a cross between Code Vein and Astral Chain.
Yeah, I can see
that. And some other game, but
yeah,
it's a Bandai Namco game. The thing about the stream, I thought it was an interesting stream because they actually did a lot of home, record from home thing.
Yeah.
And only Aaron's camera was really muddy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who was talking about Halo for a bit, but they didn't actually show off Halo because I think they're the actual first party games they're gonna show off in July or something.
Yeah, they're gonna be coming out a little bit later.
But I thought it was interesting because you can actually see some of their game collections and their game setups in the background. You're like, oh yeah, most of these people actually are gamers, so that's cool. You know? Just to kind of see that insight on them.
Yeah, they're not just like, random people's like, I've never played that.
Yeah. just all talk.
That was cool.
See, that's super cool. Yeah, like freaking Scarlet Nexus was pretty awesome. Just like, cause that guy had the same feel. It was very bright. There's a lot of colors. Like, this is very anime.
Yeah.
But then once you saw, like, I saw a little bit of the combat. I saw kind of like maybe no gameplay, but it caught my attention for sure.
There was some gameplay.
Was it a little bit of gameplay?
There was actually a decent amount of gameplay.
Yeah. So I was just like, Scarlet Nexus looked pretty cool.
But I'm not sure whether it was like concept gameplay and actual like finalized gameplay.
It looked a little bit like concept gameplay, And like the only thing besides that. It's just like, what would you have? You had The Ascent, which looked a little weird too. Like, to your point, it seemed like it was going to be a fast-paced game, but I could see how it might be something a little bit slower.
Yeah. It's the multiplayer game.
It's the one with the grappling hook, if people don't know, like where it had that person kind of like shooting the grapple out and then just jumping on rooftops. And
yeah. When I actually first saw it, I thought it was like the next XCOM game that there was, because they announced that one for PC, but I hadn't actually looked at it. So I was like, oh, is this the newer XCOM one that's going to be on... Like, they're announcing for console release, but it wasn't. It's The Ascent. And, yeah, it definitely looks like a lot of fun, but I feel like it's gonna play slower than it looks. And I know Cashwrap had mentioned some interesting games that you saw during.
Yeah, Scorn was probably the one that caught my attention right off the bat because, you guys know how I feel about
horror,
the Alien franchise.
Oh yeah,
and
it looked like the, what do they call it? It's not the engineer. Like, what was it? The concept for Alien.
Yeah,
like
the engineers, the other race. Yeah,
so that looked really cool. To your point too, yeah. Like they showed that picture, I was like, oh man, like I instantly thought of you two. I was just like, that would be totally something Cashwrap would.
Yep,
like.
I agree with that. But when I first saw it, that was that other game, Elden Ring. Was that what that was called?
That's the next one from Software.
Yeah. So I thought that's what it was, and I was like, oh, well, even then, this looks like Cashwrap's thing. And I didn't have too
very much grotesque.
Yeah,
but,
very grotesque. Like to me, it was too grotesque. Like I didn't see enough of anything else.
Very grotesque.
Grab me.
Yeah, that's all. I need to see some gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. I need to know what this is. Like.
And then there was another one that seemed pretty cool. The name escapes me. But
I know the one I think we talked a little bit about was The Medium.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably The Medium, right?
You must be was that was that the co-op shooter?
No.
Oh no, actually, I was thinking about that psychological kind of like horror looking one.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, yeah, I remember that one as well. Yeah, that one also did look.
And of course, they name dropped Akira Yamaoka with that. So
yes, that's right. Yeah, the psychological horror. I remember because I got the Silent Hill composer for some of it, but not all. Like apparently, they're splitting up composing duties depending on which part of the game you're playing or something like that. Sense. So you're going to hear different.
Because
that'd be cool.
It reminded me of a dream I had like 4 years ago. I think sometimes I have dreams, and like when I wake up, I take notes on it, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this could be like an interesting story or something. This one though, I think I deleted because I was just like, I don't know how to make this one work.
Yeah, you read it and it didn't really quite hit as well.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. I was like, how would this work? It's not anywhere near the same as The Medium. It's just parts of it that remind me of the dream. It was the part where it showed like I think she was in a church and she was like pregnant or something. Mm-hmm. And like afterwards she like it seemed like she stabbed herself and then just blood on her hands. That was the main part that reminded me of the dream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but otherwise it's.
So what dreams are you having?
Oh, yes.
It's Dead Space in there, right?
It's a lot of the stories I come up, like story concepts I've come up with, are from dreams I have. Like, if you guys want to know this dream, I'll tell you. I remember the dream.
I remember
the dream, but I don't know if you guys want me to talk about it.
Well, now that we brought it up, we can't just leave people with like this anticipation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's going to be like, what the hell, man?
Okay, all right. If you guys want to hear the dream, okay, just remember to go back on topic after I'm done.
Hey, we got you, man.
Yeah.
Make sure not to drag it out.
All right. So this dream was, I remember I wasn't living there at the time, but the dream was me living in this 2-story house we used to live in back when I was like middle school to high school. Mm-hmm. And there was this one part of the house where sometimes I would walk through it and it's like a futuristic lab, but it was like, it would like come in and out, like flashing in and out type of thing.
Mhm.
And I found out that there was like this baby inside like one of those test subject incubator, and I was trying to protect it from like dying. And I don't remember exactly how in the dream, but there would be parts of it where I would change perspective to the baby looking out. And eventually the baby died, and I remember holding it in my arms and crying.
Mission failed.
And then it turns out that the baby was me, and it was because I died because my mother had an abortion. So I'm holding myself, but I'm already dead. Like that's why I was like, wait, how do I work this?
Yeah, you're like, how does this make any? I'm right there with you. I'm trying to push it forward, and I know what you mean. It's just like, but then he's holding himself as a baby.
Did you play some Death Stranding before you went to bed?
No. This was
yeah, right. You were the BB.
This was well before Death Stranding. So,
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's like a lot of gaming concepts come up like that too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, think about it. I probably could do something about it, but.
Anyways,
back on topic.
Anyways, going back on topic. Which one of these games do you think is going to become like that next? What was the game called? Scalebound. The one that got announced for the Xbox One, but just never came out.
Man, that's such a disappointment.
And then it was hyped up. It had multiple trailers. Like
Platinum
everyone
Games.
was like Platinum Games, and then it just went into freaking dev hell.
Yeah.
It went to purgatory. Like, do you think we're gonna see one of those games like this? Like, you think scoring's never gonna come out, or do you think?
I mean, to be honest, like outside of Assassin's Creed, Madden, Dirt, Vampire the Masquerade. All of these games seem like they're going to get canceled at some point because they're not new. They've been around for a while, and
Well, no. Honestly, one thing I noticed about a lot of these announcements was that they were not Xbox exclusive.
Yeah,
they were world premieres. So that's the thing that's always been with Xbox presentations. It's like it's not exclusive. It's world premieres, and I can kind of understand that because their first party games are going to be showed off later in the, in July, like we talked about.
Yeah,
like that's why they're gonna drop Halo and like all that.
Yeah,
probably the next Gears or something.
Exactly. Like Yakuza is already confirmed, not exclusive. Scarlet Nexus obviously is Namco Bandai, so it's not exclusive.
You see, what about this one right here? It looked interesting. Call of the Sea. Is that like a Sea of Thieves sequel?
Now,
I don't look like it was made by Rare or some kind of similar.
I don't think it's a Sea of Thieves sequel. But it does look interesting.
Yeah, it looks interesting, right?
That one does look interesting. I don't know if that's an exclusive. That could be one.
Because I was saying, because I know Rare has a contract with Microsoft.
Yeah.
So I could see that being like an exclusive if it is Rare.
Yeah.
But if it's not Rare, then it's probably on everything,
Yeah, I think it seems like it's more of one of those kind of small scale, narrative driven games.
Yeah, right? Because did you guys play Sea of Thieves at all?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's actually a lot better now than it used to be. And that's for sure.
Just like No Man's Sky.
Because I was about to say,
right, exactly.
Hey, whoa.
It got better.
Whoa. How dare you, sir? Sea of Thieves vanilla was, I'm just kidding.
Right.
It was still the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Sea of Thieves didn't get the death threats like No Man's Sky did.
Right. No, but right now would be the time to put out a Sea of Thieves sequel. Or something,
You think it's a little too early for that?
I don't know, man. I don't think so. Because when did Sea of Thieves come out? 2017 as well?
2018? But it's a multiplayer game, though, right?
It's been a minute.
It's like a massive multiplayer.
But kind of you have Destiny 1 and you got Destiny 2. I'm sure I can do the same thing where you transfer your file over.
I just mean
keep your ship.
I just mean that usually with massive multiplayer games, they usually keep it a little longer before they move on to a part 2, you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they were to do a Sea of Thieves 2, it would be a year after the Series X is released.
That's what's the Call of the Sea, man.
Or the Call of the Sea, it could be
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Call of the Sea. So that game I was thinking of is called Second Extinction.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's right. That's the dinosaurs.
The 3-player co-op against dinosaurs, which. I mean, I'm all for bringing dinosaurs.
Kind of reminds me of a Lost Planet a bit, but with dinosaurs.
With dinosaurs, right? Kind of a Left 4 Dead-ish Lost Planet. But what I'm really hoping, because the game itself looked okay, but you can probably get some good time out of it.
Yeah,
some good co-op shooter to replace the Left 4 Dead kind of thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
if this brings dinosaurs back into the mainstream, mindset, we all know that Capcom is on a huge remake / reboot kick right now.
That's what I know. That's what you're leaning
to. And get to Dino Crisis, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So.
Give me a Dino
wait
Crisis.
for that.
I saw so many of my Capcom fan friends are like, dude, where's Dino Crisis remake? Like, give us that already.
It's about time. We need one.
Dino Crisis was fun. I'm surprised with everything that came out. Like Ark Survival Evolved was kind of popular for a minute.
I was gonna say that
dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say that reminded me a little bit of Ark Survival.
Yeah, it had the same kind of look
I
a little bit.
I thought it was
maybe
different sequel. Gameplay. Yeah.
That's to your point. Yeah, people are down fighting raptors and all this stuff, and you get some cool dinosaurs. Like, why wouldn't you make a Dino Crisis remake?
As long as it's not only raptors, like it was with Trespasser.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh man, that one looked really cool. But to Xbox's point, they do have a lot of good stuff. I just hope that these games don't get stuck in dev hell because of good old Corona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of development teams are figuring out how to work with it. It sounds like they have kind of figured out how to work things with for Xbox.
Yeah, right.
For these different dev studios.
Because let me ask you this, too, for both of you. So for you first, Cashwrap, I know you're an Assassin's Creed fan. Both of you are Assassin's Creed fans, rather. But are you tired of Assassin's Creed, Cashwrap?
I definitely was, but I'm actually kind of looking forward to this new one.
You caught your second win?
I think I got my second win. I think they took enough time off, even though Odyssey wasn't too long ago. I think they
took some time off for Origins, but
yeah,
I think they actually Odyssey was only a year after. I think, and I think Valhalla is too. Wow.
And so I don't know. Maybe because Odyssey was the first good one in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think they rebuilt the system. That's probably what it was.
That might be what it is.
Yeah. For the 10th time, right?
got it right, and so I don't know. I'm kind of of the mind, where it's not a year until UB releases their Assassin's Creed. So
yeah, right, exactly. What about you, Tradeholder? How do you feel about Assassin's Creed?
So it looks good. I've seen a lot of my friends get super hyped for it. I have no excitement for it, and it honestly looks very unique to me. But maybe it's because I'm expecting God of War 2 to come out, and that's already very Nordish.
Yeah, right.
That I'm just shrugging my shoulders.
You'd rather have the Leviathan axe and
And so they can be multiple at the same games. They had freaking Sekiro and then Ghost of Tsushima and all this going on at the same Neo 2, which is all Samurai Age. So they can all happen at once, but technically Ghost of Tsushima's not out yet. But
yeah, but still, it's simimer style or sort of feel rather.
But I don't know what it is. It hasn't really captivated me in any way.
Yeah, because the main thing I wanted to follow up with this too is what makes an essential launch title? Because I know they always launch your go-tos. There's always let's say an Assassin's Creed that comes out. Usually with Xbox you expect a Forza or something. You expect these basic titles, but what makes a good launch title? Because even thinking at the PS4's launch titles and the Xbox One launch titles, I remember they had very lukewarm launches. Remember?
Well, I think I guess it depends on the demographics. PlayStation tends to be initially PlayStation was more story-driven type games. So a good launch title was something that was looks like a strong story.
Something like A Last of Us, or it's a narrative-driven.
Whereas for Xbox initially, or I shouldn't say initially, but from the 360 and on, something that looks like a lot of fun to play with friends, a good multiplayer.
Yeah, a good multiplayer.
Yeah, but now I don't know. I guess now it's more multiplayer or co-op. Multiplayer or co-op. A little difference.
With Battle Royale so popular right now as it is.
Yeah.
You can see most people are probably expecting a new Battle Royale or a new shooter or something. But to your point, it really depends on the console and the player too. It's what about you, Cashwrap? What makes an essential launch title for you?
Ah, man, that's a good question. Whatever Nintendo does is probably what everyone else should do, to be honest. They're on a pretty good streak right now.
A Breath of the Wild, would you say is our bar, our standard now of what a good launch title should be?
Yeah, I think that kind of reset expectations. I mean, I don't know if there's been that good of a launch title.
Because let's be honest, that sold that console.
I mean, what was the last impactful launch title before Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, right. It's like
you mean for Switch, or you mean in general?
Just in general. Yeah.
Just in general, just like groundbreaking.
You mean before Breath of the Wild?
Before Breath of the Wild, yeah.
Before.
When was Breath of the Wild released?
I mean, the only one I can think of was Halo.
It came out with the Switch, and
we're still talking about Halo even now.
Yeah, right. Breath of the Wild came out in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. It's only been like 2 years.
Yeah. No, I think it's not longer than that. No, it's probably you're probably right.
Let me see.
No?
It came out in 2017.
I was gonna say no. It can't be.
It came out in 2017, so it's been about 3 years. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say they just announced Part 2 in 2019, so it couldn't have been 1 year after.
Right. Yeah. So let's think. Like when the PS4 came out, like what did they had? They had like the Order didn't come out. Like what were the PS4's launch title? Shit.
There were some.
It was they had Killzone. They
Uncharted.
they had Killzone. They had Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else did they release on there? You see, like very kind of like not very strong, like pushing forward like launch titles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then for like the Xbox, you had like Call of Duty, like freaking Ghosts. You had like which is like to your point, not an exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, you had Halo. I think was it Halo 4 that came out? Was it Halo 5?
I don't even remember.
Wasn't it 3?
For the Xbox One?
Yeah. Oh, Xbox One.
Yeah, for the Xbox One. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That we're talking about 360. Xbox One was 5, wasn't it?
Okay, no, here I got them. So
yeah,
we had Dead Rising 3. We had Rise, Son of Rome. You remember that game?
I heard it was super short.
I remember that one.
We had Crimson Dragon when Crimson Dragon came out.
Freaking no one knew about
Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct. Now that was a system seller to me, but even then I didn't buy it.
Yeah, Killer Instinct. And then
I didn't buy the Xbox One for it because, I was going for the PS4 already.
And then it was Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and then freaking Forza Motorsport 5. So like not very like Rise Son of Rome. Remember that? How long was that game? Like
4 hours.
Crimson Dragon. Like me and my friend got the platinum on her, like pretty much, and like all the achievements and.
I was gonna say there's no platinum.
There is no platinum, pretty much, but yeah, like all the achievements in like
none of my friends
2-3 hours.
What Crimson Dragon is.
Yeah, dude. Like we smashed through that because I had a cool little multiplayer system, And then like what else? Like Dead Rising 3 was cool, but that one was still really short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was told that was a weak follow up to
Dead
Rising 2.
Yeah, it was a pretty weak following up, So to the point, like there isn't really an impactful launch title that's come out since Breath of the Wild, really.
Yeah, not since then, and I think Breath of the Wild was probably the first like significant launch title. So
God of War, I think.
Maybe
God of War was an impactful launch title, I think.
There we go.
But I don't think that was a launch.
I'm sorry, that's not a launch title. You're right. It's not a launch title.
I was like, did God of War 2 come out with the PS2? Or
impactful launch title would be Destiny.
But it wasn't unnecessarily like.
Yeah, but that wasn't. That was already on the previous systems when it came out.
Oh, PS. They released it for PS3. They released it for previous systems too, but it was definitely selling next gen systems because they were releasing at the same time.
It was. No, I think didn't Destiny come out earlier on?
So Destiny came out. Consoles? No, it came out with the Xbox One and the PS4, but a year after it's like that next holiday, because the Xbox One and the PS4 came out, and then Destiny didn't come out until October or November of that year, or that next year, basically. So it wasn't necessarily a launch title, but it was within the first year of the console's life.
I think, I don't even remember what the last before Breath of the Wild. I don't even remember the last like original launch title. Yeah, maybe like Resistance.
Because what I'm looking up is like we got like Super Mario 64. How long ago was that? We've got like Halo Combat Evolved. It's like how long ago was that? Wii Sports. That's a launch title right there.
Yeah.
Wii Sports? That was probably it.
Yeah.
Wii Sports,
the thing about Wii Sports was that it was the only good game on the Wii for the longest time.
It was the only launch title, right?
But a lot of people didn't consider it like they were just like, oh, that's just a free game we're getting. So like
you remember people trading that in at when we worked?
Yeah,
was,
and then people trying to look for it again.
Hunting all over for that thing, man.
That thing would still sell for like a good $20-$30 at times, depending on the holiday season.
Because people found out that was the best game to have for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like to the point, not a lot of good launch titles coming out.
Yeah.
So hopefully with
this. Well, between PS4 and Xbox One, there wasn't any impactful.
Nothing really impactful, Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be Breath of the Wild, because, that's one of the few rare ones that come around, but still something that resonates,
Yeah.
So that's why, like, to this point, I hope these new consoles have something that just kind of, like, a nice, just mic drop,
Yeah,
well, I feel like
something
PS5
ready to go on day one.
Well, you know what? We haven't talked about it yet, but I thought Bright Memory Infinite looked really, really good. Like graphically.
Yes, that one.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
That one did look.
That
good.
one looked like that one was the most impressive graphics wise. When I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, dude, this looks amazing."
And at some
that
point
was
too,
a great
just like
looking game.
because at that point there was like a sword fight too, you know, like or what appeared to be. I'm like, oh, you know,
and it's
like,
apparently it was made by one person.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
what they
right.
said.
One person.
They said that
game.
one person made it.
Nice.
What else? Well, I mean, you know, I don't know about Xbox, but assuming PS5 actually launches with, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 and Spider-Man 2, and apparently, I mean, they can't launch all at the same time because they're gonna have to split.
Yeah,
you know,
they have
purchases.
to have their quarterly system.
But
you know, like
if they released it, you know, a few months apart, which would be a strategic because it'd be, you know, they're still first-party games, then I still would say those are impactful launch titles
Yeah,
if they did it.
you see
if
a real
if they
good
make
one.
it for launch.
Imagine if like Horizon Zero Dawn came out with the PS4, you know,
PS5.
like or the PS5 rather, or something like that,
Yeah.
to where it's like that would be an impactful because it's not so much a sequel now. It's like if it was like the first time we showed it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense, you know, as far as those go. But do you guys ever buy consoles at launch?
Nope.
Are you a buy at console at launch person, Cashwrap?
Oh,
Yes, definitely.
PS3 wasn't PS3 launch title Metal Gear Solid 4? Was that launch title?
No, I think
so,
that came
no.
a little bit after.
Really?
I remember it being bundled with the console, but it came out a little bit after.
I remember it was bundled for the 80 gig.
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
mofo, yeah.
But when did the 80 gig come out? Was that a year after?
I think that was a little bit after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me see. Let's see.
Yeah, we could get old Cashwrap on it. You know, doing our internet digging.
Oh wait, that's PS4. PS3 launch titles: Resistance,
Uncharted.
Genji,
Oh, yeah.
Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh, nice. That's a good one right there. Freaking Oblivion as a launch title.
Yeah, but
I
I,
know,
think that
that's
also
actually
came on the 360 first.
Yeah.
Yeah. No Metal Gear.
Okay.
Yeah, really nothing on day one for PS3. I kind of remember that though. PS3 and 360 didn't have very good day one titles. That's just, I don't know. I think it's Nintendo's thing. Like they launch with the best games sometimes.
Yeah, right. That's the truth.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Wii and Wii U
Sometimes.
didn't have anything, if I remember right.
Yeah, right. Wii Sports.
No, unless you count Wii Sports.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but I mean, did 64 launched with
Super Mario 64.
Super
right?
Mario 64, yeah.
that's-
But Nintendo 64 sales were low compared to PlayStation 1 at the time.
Yeah, haters.
Yeah.
Well,
GameCube.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
just kidding.
you can't say it was haters because it was,
I'm just joking.
it was Sony's first system.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. GameCube launched with Sunshine, right?
It launched with Sunshine and Wind Waker. So those are
And
actually.
wow.
That's a good launch right
Yeah,
there.
that is
You know
a
what?
good launch.
You know what? Freaking Nintendo. Yeah. You know, to
Nintendo,
your
I
point,
think,
man.
has got it down.
Yeah.
Because I remember that I got the bundle with my brother at Toys R Us, and we left with
You know
Wind
what?
Waker and freaking Super Mario Sunshine.
On that subject, I feel like that's why people were so upset with Wii and Wii U because they were hoping, like I know for Wii U, they were hoping that Breath of the Wild would be released as a launch title, and it turned out it wasn't.
Yeah.
And Wii didn't really.
I could see that.
Yeah, Wii didn't have anything as a launch.
Yeah, I'd been following Breath of the Wild since they first broke ground on it. Like, since they straight up said, like, because they broke ground on it before Skyward Sword came out.
Yeah.
Because they had two projects going on, and, like, Skyward Sword was going to come out first because they only worked on it for, like, a year and a half or 2 years. And then Breath of the Wild was their long-term project that they're like, this is going to be the next Zelda. And I remember following that thing from, like, development, following everything, reading everything, right? And then it just went into development hell for a second. Because they kept delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. And at some point, they're like, we promise you it's coming out on the Wii U. Like, to your point, I was like, yeah. So I got a Wii U and everything. Everything was good to go. And then at some point, I'm like, where's my Zelda? You know? Yeah, I'm like, where's my Zelda? And at that point, I realized, I'm like, at least give me a Metroid. And then I didn't get either. You know? Still waiting on Metroid.
Yeah,
by the way.
where's Metroid 4?
You know, yeah,
Prime
but-
4?
but-
Metroid Prime 4? Is that
But we
what
got,
we're
you know, we
waiting
got Breath of the
on.
Wild as a launch title,
Yeah.
which to Nintendo's point was actually a good strat. Like, you know?
Was that at launch?
Yeah, it was not at launch, but like I'd say,
Like a
or
few
no,
months after, wasn't
Breath of
it?
the Wild was at launch.
Wasn't
Yeah,
a
it
few
came
months
out. It
after?
came out with the
No?
console, no, because I got my Breath of the Wild with my amiibos and with my console that
Oh,
night.
Yeah.
okay.
That was definitely
that was. I remember I was stacked that night. I had 2 big old bags.
Arms and
it's like arms stuff. Because me and my girlfriend at the time, we both got the limited edition ones because we got freaking I don't want to
Masters edition.
Yeah, we got basically screwed out of the Masters edition. So pretty much we got those guys. I had the complete Amiibo set pre-ordered. I had I got the Pro controller. I got myself hooked up. Remember that night? I spent tons of money. Yeah, Breath of the Wild was definitely a solid launch title. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't remember because then again I got the Masters edition before I even got the Switch. So
oh, nice.
I think I got 3 or 4 collector's edition of Switch games before I even got the Switch.
Yeah, they just showed up.
Yeah, it was just one of the things where if I don't get this collector's edition now, then I'm gonna miss out on it later. Mm-hmm. So I remember I got the Breath of the Wild Masters edition. I got the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 collector's edition.
That one was nice too.
Yeah. Was Fallen Legion one of those? I don't remember. And I think I got Octopath Traveler.
Oh, nice.
Wayfarer's edition before I got the Switch. I think those were the 4.
I remember that one too. That was the one that came with the coin and came with a whole bunch of stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool. That. Yeah, and so going back to as well, Cashwrap. Are you a console at launch guy?
I typically am. Yeah. I do like to go out and get. I haven't decided on the new ones yet though.
Well, they haven't shown anything really. That's the thing.
Right? Yeah. I think I might need to see a little bit more.
How's it going?
Because because you think about it, it's I think we've already kind of hit the apex of graphic quality, unless you're looking at 8K or whatever later on.
Well, I don't know. So I mean, I feel like Bright Memory actually looks like something I haven't seen yet graphically.
That actually looks like a true next gen title.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Unreal?
The Unreal 5 tech
the Unreal 5 tech demo
too. Yeah, and the Unreal 5 tech demo.
For the environment, at least. Mm-hmm. The character was all right,
Yeah.
Everyone was asking us what was that one game that came out on the PS4? It was kind of like an indie game with the girl, and she was in a canoe. She's covered in blood and stuff. She's a part of a tribe. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that was Hellblade.
Hellblade. There we go.
I was gonna say, I was gonna mention that ages ago.
Yeah, people were like, "Yeah, is this a Hellblade sequel?" And you're just like, "No."
Yeah, it's a good game.
You know what? It would be interesting time for the surprise launch for PS5 would be Heavenly Sword 2.
Ooh.
But that can't happen though because Ninja Theory is
no more
Microsoft anymore. I mean, it's Microsoft now.
It's Microsoft.
They were bought by Microsoft. Yeah.
But dude, a Heavenly Sword would be sweet, dude.
That would be a great launch title for Xbox Series X, though.
Actually, that would.
Heavenly Sword 2 is dude, people would be on that for launch.
If they announce it, you heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first. If any Xbox or Microsoft employees out there are listening, and you have the ability to pass
PS5 retaliates with Scalebound.
Yeah, right.
Back in development. Back in development for PS5 exclusively.
Could you imagine that from the ashes, dude?
From the ashes.
It's we finally got it. It's on PS5. Let's get that one.
Screw you, Microsoft.
Dude, that would be such a great new console war.
Yeah, changing of the guard. Yeah.
Changing of the guard.
It's oh wow, we just announced Heavenly Sword 2. Oh, guess what? We took your Scalebound. Oh, damn.
What else you got?
What's going on?
Don't you dare take our game. Oh man, that would be awesome.
That'd be so much hype. Just even as an observer, you don't have to be a fan of each one. It'll just be oh dude, let's see what's gonna go down between the fanboys.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. See what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I think it's interesting. I thought about it for a bit now that I know we're talking about more Switch or Nintendo now, but I feel all of us have a different bias because I know that Cashwrap for a while was more Microsoft, and distro has always been Nintendo, and I've always been more Sony. So.
Yeah, no, that's very true. We each have our own because I have all three.
I have all three too.
You tend to bounce back and forth, and you tend to kind of set your nest where you feel most comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you remember managing that, working at the store too. We'd kind of have, some employees who were more.
Oh yeah, we always had fun with that.
Yeah.
Cricket was more for a while. He was much more Microsoft. We just poke fun at him.
Yeah, and then getting those customers in who would ask different questions, and we'd hand it off to whoever depending on what kind of console. Kind of,
You know what? Actually, did our store have more Microsoft folks? Because wasn't the NCAP more Microsoft too?
Yeah.
No, NCAP's a Microsoft guy.
No. He's actually more Nintendo.
He's more Nintendo, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo, yeah.
Actually, we had a pretty good balance then, huh?
Because me and NCAP, yeah, we were very Nintendo driven. Like, I did have the PlayStation and, like, Xbox, but I was a Nintendo fanboy for years.
Because, you know, Cricket and Cashwrap was more Microsoft.
And then we had, like...
And actually, Level Up was also... I mean, not heavily, but, you know, I think...
I felt Level Up was more Sony, wasn't he, or no?
Yeah, he, like, went back and forth. He was actually, like, the true agnostic before all
well, we'll just go ahead and leave him out of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's not tarnish his name by having a you know, affiliation attached in that way. He was not a fanboy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I know me and Field Destroyer were more Sony.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know about Stepstool.
Oh, Stepstool was Sony.
Sony?
No.
Stepstool was Sony.
He was Sony.
Was he? I thought he...
That's the thing.
Wait, I think I have him on my Xbox Live, so you know what? That's up to speculation.
Yeah, I remember.
It's up in the air right now.
And then one of our other fellow coworkers, we don't have a name for him yet, but he took the Batman cutout from our store. You know, I'm still a little salty about that. You know, yeah, but yeah, he's a Sony guy.
Oh yeah, he's definitely
Sony, he was a Sony guy, so we did have a good balance.
We had a good balance.
Yeah.
Then. We had a nice balance.
There was I think.
So yeah, any customers who would come up wanting to talk about one thing or another, we had them taken care of, I think.
Yeah, right? This is definitely some good stuff. Like,
yeah.
I think going back to like just consoles in general, I might pick up the Xbox One X at launch.
You mean the Series X?
Or the Series X, yeah. I'm sorry. You know, you see how these got me into my names, all these names. But pretty much...
They have the worst names.
They have the worst names.
I mean, no offense to Microsoft, Xbox fans,
it's true.
but they have the worst names.
Yeah, right?
I understand where they were going for with some of these names. Like, 360, that means, you know, it encompasses in all directions. And Xbox One is supposed to be all in one. But it's still all the worst names. Like
it's the worst. But, you know, my thing is when I picked up the Xbox One originally, like, how many Xbox Ones do you think I've been through?
Xbox One?
Yeah, just Xbox Ones in general.
3.
Yeah, so I've been through 3. Yeah, so let's count them out. I had one Xbox One at launch burned out on me.
Oh wow!
Like at some point, it just didn't turn on. Like it didn't do anything. Changed the power bricks, changed everything out. Just didn't do anything. Right. The second one that I had, I had the second one was the black one. You know, again the big boy. And then whenever I would hit the button, it would go bloom. And I'd be like, "What's up with this?" And then at some point, the disc tray stopped working. And then, like, it was being very finicky, and then it's saying I tried changing the power cord, tried resetting everything like that, just nothing. At some point, it just stopped turning on completely. Stopped making the noise.
Wow.
Jeez.
And then I went to
I was very, very close to making a stereotypical joke, by the way. It's called the black one, the big boy. And but anyways.
Yeah.
Moving on.
And then we have essentially the white one, the slim, right, that came out.
Yeah, the white one is the slim.
I'm glad you're catching on. We had that guy, you know, and then pretty much that one died on me as well. Like, I think the disc tray stopped working again. Like, what the hell's going on with the disc trays and these guys? And keep in mind, I clean my consoles too. I'm not like leaving it in this.
I remember that was an issue too with the customers when people were bringing it in. It's like I can't get my disc out because the tray stopped working.
Yeah.
And
so
sometimes we would have to like take it in defective with the game stuck inside.
Yeah, with the game still stuck in there. Yeah. So then pretty much we had that going on. You know, I basically had that one died, and then I finally got my Xbox One X from conference for being a manager, you know. Mm-hmm. They pretty much sent it, you know, to the store, and I was like, okay, sweet. Like, this is going to be my machine right here, yeah. And ever since then, I've been basically, that's my 4th Xbox.
Wow.
So, you know, after everything, I'm sitting here, I'm just like, damn, if I get the Xbox One Series X at launch, how many of those freaking towers I'm going to have sitting in my room? It's just like, you know, a graveyard of them. You know, just like stacked up.
I've never been a launch console type of person because I'm too cheap. Like I gotta look at them first, you know. I gotta see what the reception is. Gotta see what games I can't just buy one game when a console launches. I gotta see ahead. Like, okay, after I beat this game, what's my next game? All right, that one and that one. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like even with the PS4, my first one was the Destiny white one.
Okay, nice.
And yeah, that was what, almost a year after?
Yeah, it was like a year after.
Yeah.
Was it with the one with the gold trimming, or was it just a straight plain white one, right?
It was just a plain white one. The gold one was a Pro, wasn't it?
I think it was just the regular.
Was it? I don't remember.
You know, because they had, I think it was like the Taken King edition or whatever it was, like, because Destiny came out with a bunch of, fucking consoles.
Yeah.
Because they had that contract with Sony. Oh, but yeah, it was definitely a lot of good stuff. As far as, like, launch titles go, you know, like, the actual consoles launching. I feel like it's going to be interesting seeing everything come out. You know, especially with this whole Corona pandemic going on and games being delayed in general. I'm hoping they're utilizing this time to come out with some good IPs, like good new IPs.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like both Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima will have their own PS5 launch. So, assuming they have like 5 or 6 titles, like these titles at launch, that's going to be hardcore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be huge.
Not even think. What about Final Fantasy VII Remake? Holy crap!
Yeah, right. No, Sister 2 is just like, even having that on there.
Like here's a launch. You know, our launch PS5 title that's not going to be on PS4. Horizon Zero Dawn 2. By the way, you can also get Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Ghost of Sashimi. Yeah. Ghost of Sushi. No, Ghost of Tsushima, and what else did I say? Last of Us Part 2 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Dude, that would just sell like crazy. And
yeah, I think we can pause. I think we lost Cashwrap.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's Zoom call for you.
Yeah, right. That is Zoom call for you.
It's technology.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, right.
That's a good question.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a break. You know, the Zoom call dropped, and then we lost our train of thought. But you know what? Xbox One, Series X, or PS5? What are you getting at launch or not at launch? Cashwrap, go.
Getting at launch
or
for
first
the new Xbox.
New Xbox?
It's a good question. I mean, it's probably going to depend on those first party reveals that are coming this summer, because I am looking to get down on some Halo again. To be honest, it's been a long time since I played a good Halo. Probably. Oh, you know what would be really cool is if we get that remastered Reach that keeps getting talked about every now and then.
A remaster for Reach. I say that would be really cool.
That would be neat. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Reach.
Because they didn't put Reach on the Master Chief Collection because Master Chief's not in it, right? It's like,
yeah, didn't make it there. Although ODST made it on there, right?
Yeah, no, ODST made it on there.
But
why?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. You know?
I know. Yeah, that wasn't one that anyone asked for. But Reach would be amazing if they happen to make that in time for a launch title. That would definitely be a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know. Like, to be honest, I'm just like not overly excited for either of these yet. PS5, I'm actually really curious on, because if they happen to come out strong with some good games, then that would be the first time I would buy a Sony console at launch before an Xbox.
Well, not during this episode, but I guess maybe one of our next bonus recordings. We definitely should talk more about the PS5 because they showed off that DualSense controller, which we didn't touch upon at all.
Oh yeah, the DualSense. That's a good point too.
DualSense, yeah.
But yeah, that'll be another time.
Yeah, right. That's a whole another story for another time. Have they showed the body for the PS5 yet?
No,
or like what it's going to look like?
They said that it's supposed to be. They actually said that they are going to reveal it within the next month or so. Not too long from now is what I remember reading about.
It's a pyramid.
Yeah.
Is it rumored to look that, the way that those concept photos were
there's
showing
so
up?
many different concept photos I can't even tell you.
Yeah, no, I saw a few and I was just like,
have you guys seen the concept video of the DualSense?
Oh no!
Someone made it to make it look like it's what the actual controller is. It's not. It's fake, but it looks insane. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
I like those memes of the with the new DualSense controller where it's like the Family Guy episode where they're on Noah's Ark and it's like the penguin and the elephant have a baby and it's all mixed and then Noah's like, what the hell is this? You know, and it's the same thing, but instead of it being like a penguin and an elephant, it's the PS4 controller and the Xbox One controller.
Together.
It's the concept right here.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so what you can see, or what I'm seeing right now, is I'm getting a look at what the concept may be for this DualSense.
Yeah, someone made this up. If this was real, this would be way expensive.
It looks like the touchscreen would be turned into or a touchpad would be turned into a touch screen, the controller itself would kind of open up a little bit, showing like more button options and more kind of like a.
I'll send the link to you.
Kind of more of like a scuff kind of deal, like something that looks like it might be a little more for like competitive gaming, but something like that looks like it'd be really heavy, or it'd be like battery life on it would just be janky. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, it'd probably cost a lot. Battery life would probably die quick. The plate part of the outside will probably be very not sturdy, flimsy. Yeah, easy to break. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. No, I can see that.
It looks cool though.
Yeah, no, it looks comfortable. Like as far as like the controller goes, I really like the Pro controller for the Switch. Mm-hmm. Like that one actually is a really comfortable controller too to hold. So it's like just that kind of like that shape, you know, like the actual like the roundness to it. Like I like it a little bit.
Which can very much credit that to Microsoft. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, the Dukes were not comfortable, but the controller they created afterwards was like almost the standard. Of making it like very well comfortable, good size, because the Dreamcast also did, the Dreamcast controller.
Dreamcast had a good controller too.
Was a good controller, but it was, I don't know, just needed a slight change to it.
Yeah, right. See,
and that's what Microsoft did with the Xbox controller.
My Player 2 controller for my Dreamcast, it was a red one, right? And it was a little bit thicker, it was a little bit bigger, and I forget what company made it. I don't know if it was Mad Catz or if it was somebody else, But it actually, I don't even know. I think it might have even been from Sega, like an actual licensed controller. But it just felt a little bit nicer because, to your point, the Dreamcast controller is kind of like it does this thing where it curves down.
Yeah,
and it kind of feels a little like awkward when you're holding it, as opposed to where that one it felt kind of a little wider. Yeah, to your point, like it always feels a little bit comfortable. And we all know controller comfortability comes into play a lot.
Oh yeah,
people say it's like, oh, I hate that controller, I can't play on that. Or like my problem too is like I know especially with the PS3, I think it was. Like, parts of my hands, like, right here on my palm, it would just fall asleep because I'd be, like, holding the controller a little bit weird, It just wouldn't fit right in my hands,
Man, if I ever came across that Concept Boomerang controller, I'd totally just play that.
Dude.
Remember that PS3 Boomerang controller?
Yeah, dude. Like...
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if we had a Power Glove. Bring back the Power Glove.
Bring back the Power Glove.
I still have a Power Glove.
I still have the Power Glove. Nice. I feel like, we've got a good amount of time in here.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We can start ramping it up a little bit. You say, what's your best takeaway, Cashwrap? Give us your quote of the day.
Dude, I'm just looking at this video y'all sent me of this PS5 concept or whatever this thing is. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Dude, this is a badass controller, though. Probably costs like $300.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
yeah, right? Shit.
And then on top of that, it shows off Ori, and that's...
Yeah, Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Right.
Yeah,
Of all games, you're going to show that one off, huh? That's cool. That's a good game. It's a good game.
Yeah, I feel a little bit bad for bashing that game. The game's pretty good.
No, the game's great. It's just not on PlayStation.
Yeah, right.
It's not over there, though. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm hopeful. I'm looking forward to more games being shown. I think the Inside Xbox showcase was nice, but let's bring up the heavy hitters here, because that's what I need to see personally before I decide on which one or when I'm going to get something next. Because Xbox One X, what I have now, that's perfectly fine for me. Especially if they start releasing the same games on both for a while, then gonna need a reason to drop another $400, $500.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. They said that PS5 launch might be a little scarce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was reading that too.
They're gonna do the Nintendo model,
possibly, but they do have a good excuse with the whole coronavirus thing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all planned, man.
Supply chain isn't what it used to be, so that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, so intentional or not, they have a good excuse.
I bet if it is rare and it is tough to get one, trade hold will still probably find a way to get one.
Oh yeah, but again, I don't really get it at launch, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to be scarce forever, right? So
yeah, that's true.
It's very true.
Unless they announce like a launch model, like they did with the Scorpio.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Something like that. Yeah.
And if they did that, I'm like, maybe I might try.
Yeah, I might try to get it.
Might try to go for that.
That'd be a sweet addition to the collection.
How about you, Distro? What's your takeaway from the day's topics?
Takeaways is the Xbox Series X is huge. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, even if I do buy it. You know.
Yeah.
We've established that Nintendo has the best launch titles. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Nintendo's got there.
True.
Yeah.
And if anything, right.
Lock.
Yeah, right. Got it on lock. And then to this point right now, I feel like I'm more hyped up for the PS5, if anything. Just because even with the Series X launch, like release, where they're kind of showing just basic specs, or even like just a few, like not specific exclusive titles, but just what'll kind of be available right off the bat.
Yeah.
It doesn't have me nearly as excited as the potential to be playing like Horizon Zero Dawn 2, you know, the new God of War coming out, like Spider-Man, like even if like Kojima works on a new game, that's obviously coming out on the PS5.
Yeah.
You know, like anything like that. Like I feel like I'm having more opportunity to enjoy more games that I would like to play, more so on the PS5 right now. And then to your point too, Cashwrap is like I'm just waiting for that one badass title that comes out where I can play with my friends. You know,
Halo
you know, like
something
I can get on there, like something multiplayer. You know, that's gonna like push the boundaries a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited for Halo, but like I need something else on top of there for it to really grab my attention. You know?
Is the next one going to be Halo 6 and Gear 6 too?
Yeah, Gear 6 will be coming out. And,
probably, yeah, because 5's been out for a little bit of time now.
Yeah. I forgot that 5.
Yeah, 5's been out.
5 took a while to release, but they actually did release.
A while.
So those would be good launch titles, and that would be continuing that trend of the era of sequels.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, totally. Now I will say it's not an exclusive, but Cyberpunk's probably going to happen for me too.
Oh yeah.
Whatever I end up getting.
Yeah, right.
When is Cyberpunk releasing?
I don't know if there's an official date yet.
No, didn't they push it back because they had an official date?
September.
Yeah, because
current consoles, I think.
If I remember right, their initial date was like April, right? And then they pushed it back.
It's supposed to be out by now.
Yeah,
it should have been out already.
So those are that's actually a possible next gen also release.
Yeah,
right. I mean
could be pushed
this gen too, but also next gen. Like they'll
next gen also. Yeah. That'll get the Destiny treatment where it's on both.
Yeah.
Actually, a bunch of games did that, but yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Tradehold, your takeaways from today's topic.
From today's takeaway topics. I mean, I've always been Sony biased, and again, I watched the Xbox conference or the Inside Xbox stream, and as much as I enjoyed it, I again did not see anything that was exclusive. So, still going to be more, PS5 for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's worth holding out. I think it's too early to call one side or another.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is. But right now, I'm just leaning more towards PS5. I would say I'm leaning much more towards PS5 right now, at least for now.
What they've shown so far on their exclusives, like I don't know if I would need much else. To be honest, like just put me on Spider-Man, Ghosts of Tsushima, and the other. What were the other two you mentioned?
Oh, you mean like God of War
and Horizon?
Yeah.
Well,
those are all speculative.
All speculative,
yeah.
Right.
Keep that in mind.
But yeah, I mean, a good knockout online shooter though, like Halo or Gears would be awesome too. So I don't know, maybe the cards are showing to get both.
Yeah, right.
Probably Destiny 2. I'm pretty sure they're not going to be doing Destiny 3 yet. I could be wrong. Because now that technically they can start on it because it will be a good time to start because they've split from Activision for like a good year at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think they're also still very much working on Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
The future holds many things for us. It's exciting.
Many things for us.
Yep. Well, with that being said, I think it's time, guys. We dropped the gate. We gotta let Cashwrap go back to Tatooine, and
we gotta turn off the GSTV. Cashwrap is on our GSTV, still talking to us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we gotta turn it off. Yeah.
Turn off the interactives. Kick the last.
Stop doing training. We're already done.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, we turned those off a long time ago. And start counting the drawers now.
Yeah, right. Don't close Reg 1. You gotta leave that one open.
Close Reg 1. Leave that one open. And try to make it out by 30 minutes after close.
Yeah.
So we don't get in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
And make sure to get out before the alarm goes off.
Oh, nice.
Rush
Oh,
out.
don't
That's
even
always the
remind
best
me
part.
about that, man.
Always the best part. Yeah, before the alarm company calls, right?
Yeah.
It's like getting into the building, getting out of the building was always a rush.
It was fucking Mission Impossible every single time, man.
Yeah, right? Oh, man.
You know what? And another thing too is that something we haven't ended the show with for a while, especially with you, is power to the podcast.
Oh, there we go. Power to the podcast.
Power to the podcast. Yes, that's the motto.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Talk to you guys later.
Have a good one.
See ya.